Yo, so for this week's weekly update, we've got some easy ways to make some money. And in this video, we're going to be going over the best ways to make money right now in GTA Online. Starting off, we've got the standard time trial. And before y'all start clicking off because you think these are too difficult, trust me, this week's time trial is really easy. Anyway, this week you can find it right here at the top of the map. Now, if you're just starting out in GTA Online and don't have that much money, let me recommend the Baddie 801, one of the best bikes in the game, and it's only $15,000. And while it's not the fastest bike in the game, you should definitely be able to complete time trials with this thing. Anyway, once you arrive at the purple time trial area, just go ahead and press right on your D-pad to start it up. Then immediately after, open up your map and set a waypoint on this yellow dot right here. Then just back out of your map and quit the time trial from your phone. Now, I want you to aim your vehicle in the direction that I am on screen and try to get as much to the edge as possible. You want to make sure while doing this that you can still see the option to start the time trial in the top left of your screen. And once you're in position, press right on your D-pad once again to start it up. Now guys, like I said, this week's time trial is really easy. There's no special path you have to take or even go through the mountains. You literally just want to follow the purple path on your map and that's it. Oh, and also, make sure you pop a wheelie as much as you can if you're on a motorcycle. It's gonna make you go much faster, trust. If you don't know how to do this, just lean the left stick back towards you as you're driving. But of course, just be careful with all the NPCs in the way. Last thing you want is to be crashing and not beat the part time. Anyway, once you get towards this part, just go off the road right here and start driving towards the destination. For completing this week's standard time trial, I made $101,000. Guys, I beat this week's time trial on my very first attempt, no BS, so yeah, you guys shouldn't have any issues with this one. And in case any of you are wondering why you only made a few $1,000s, you need to make sure that you're beating the part time. There's gonna be a time in the bottom right of your screen that says part time whenever you do these, and you need to make sure that you finish the time trial before you go over that time. For our next money method, we have the LSA Operations missions. This week they're paying out double money, which is dope. Now, in order to get started with these missions, you're gonna need to own an Avenger as well as the operations terminal within it. And guys, honestly, this can get pretty expensive, so if you're just a beginner, I'm gonna highly recommend that you skip this one. Once you own all that, you just wanna open up your interaction menu, go over to services, Avenger, and request your Avenger over to you. Now just walk into the back of your Avenger, and once you're inside, walk over to the operations terminal right over here. Now you wanna click on the LSA Operations missions on the right side right here, and then choose from any of these three missions right here. They're all really easy to complete, so I'm gonna highly recommend just choosing whichever one is paying out the most. Now these remind me a lot of security contracts if you guys have ever done those before, in the way that they're set up with the three missions that change in payout. So I pretty much see them as the Avengers version of that. But anyway, like I said, they're all really straightforward and shouldn't take you more than like 10 minutes to complete. The one that I did was Whistleblower, since it was paying out hella money when I went into my operations terminal. And for this one, I first went to this van out in El Burro Heights to pick up some night vision gear. Then I had to go to the Noose headquarters and get inside of a cargo bob. And once I was inside of the cargo bob, I used this hook to pick up this EMP right here on top of the building. Then I had to take that EMP all the way to the substation and leave it there. After doing this, I went inside of the IAA facility, and that's when Charlie went ahead and killed the lights. I then had to make my way downstairs to the war room while taking out guards along the way and steal 3 hard drives. And once I had those 3 hard drives, I left them with this journalist, and that was that. I made $136,500 from doing this LSA Operations mission. Now, I could have gone ahead and done the operations bonus, which would have made me an extra $15,000, but I was like, nah. Now, one thing I love about these missions is that you can start another one up right after completing one. However, there is a cooldown if you want to do the same one over again, so just keep that in mind. Moving on to the third money method, we have the HSW Time Trial. This week you can find it right here on the map in Textile City. Now, something to keep in mind for the HSW Time Trial is that it is only available to next-gen players. So if you're on an Xbox One, PS4, or a PC, then unfortunately you won't be able to complete this money method. But if you're on an Xbox Series X or S or a PlayStation 5, then you will have access to this one. As always, I'm gonna recommend the Hikuchi Drag. Yes, you heard me right. I prefer motorcycles all day, every day when it comes to these time trials, and the Hikuchi Drag is the only HSW motorcycle in the game at the moment, so it's a no-brainer. I'm gonna go with this one. Anyway, you're gonna want to set up this HSW time trial exactly how we set up the standard time trial from earlier in the video. Once you arrive at the purple time trial area, just go ahead and press right on your D-pad to start it up. Then immediately after, open up your map and set a waypoint on this yellow dot right here. Then just back out of your map and quit the time trial from your phone. Now, I want you to aim your vehicle in the direction that I am on screen and try to get as much to the edge as possible. You want to make sure while doing this that you can still see the option to start the time trial in the top left of your screen. And once you're in position, press right on your D-pad again to start it up. Now guys, these HSW time trials are seriously so easy. It's not like the standard time trials where sometimes they're easy and sometimes they aren't. These are for the most part insanely easy to complete, and I actually beat this one on my first attempt, just like with the standard time trial from earlier. You just want to follow the purple path on your map the whole way to the destination, and you should be able to beat this time trial without any issues. Anyway, for completing this week's HSW time trial, you're going to be making $251,000. Once again, if you beat it and did not make that much money, it's because you need to beat the part time. Trust me, I'm never going to give you guys fake money methods. That is just not what I do here on this channel. For our fourth money method, we have Project Overthrow missions. This week they're paying out double money as well, so if you still haven't done them, now is the time to do them. Now, in order to get started with these missions, it's the same setup as with the LSA Operations missions from earlier. You're going to need an Avenger with an operations terminal in it. Once you own all of that, just call on your Avenger over to you and walk inside to the operations terminal. Just click on the Project Overthrow missions on the left, and from here you can get started on completing all 6 of them. Now, the Project Overthrow missions are the storyline missions for the most recent San Andreas Mercenaries DLC. And honestly, I don't find these missions to be too difficult. They definitely do have a lot of combat though, just like most missions, and if you're just starting out, that might seem a little scary. So what I'm gonna recommend is to make sure you stock up on as much ammo, body armor, and snacks as you can, and also just take cover when you have to so you don't die as fast. But yeah, these missions really aren't that difficult to complete with the exception of the third one. The third one is on parade, and I absolutely hated doing this mission. Specifically, the part where all the Merryweather agents start coming after you. If you're also struggling with that part, you want to make sure you get behind the jets when you're hitting them with homing missiles, otherwise it's pretty likely that they're not going to get hit. But then for the Avengers, I'm going to recommend flying through the windmills. The reason why is because they actually get stuck most of the time in there, so while they're stuck, you can just spam them with rockets and repeat the process over and over. Anyway, the actual missions themselves aren't going to pay you that much, honestly. Like from completing the fourth one today, I only made $24,000. And the prices are going to range for each of these, by the way, so just keep that in mind. But the main reason why you'll want to do these is for the first time bonus. When you complete all 6 of these missions for the very first time, you're going to make $250,000 on top of the $100,000 or so that you normally make. For our 5th money method, we have air races. This is a fat ass double money week because these are also paying out double money right now. In order to start these up, you're going to want to press start, go to online, jobs, play job, Rockstar created, and races. Now you want to press the left stick in a few times until you see all of the air races right here, and then just go ahead and pick whichever one you want. Now guys, let me be real with y'all real quick. The only reason I'm going to recommend even doing these in the first place is if you genuinely like them, because otherwise this isn't even close to the best money method in the game. First of all, I only managed to find 2 other players for these air races, so that kind of sucked. I'm sure if it was a full lobby I would have made way more money than I did after playing these, but still, not the best way to make money. Anyway, I choked up so bad at the end, so I ended up coming in at 2nd place and I made a little over $8,000. And homeboy in 1st place took home over $11,000. Again, if there were more players, you'd probably make way more money, but yeah, not my favorite money method this week. Now, for the best money method this week, we have security contracts. In case it wasn't a pattern by now, these are also paying out double money. Now, in order to get started with these, you're gonna need to own an agency, and you can get the cheapest one for $2 million over in Little Seoul. This is the one that I personally have, and it's in a great spot in Los Santos, being right down the street from my CEO office. But once you own one, you're gonna wanna come over to your agency's office and log onto your computer right here. Then just click on security contracts and you'll see 3 different ones featured right here that vary. Now they're all really easy to complete, so just like earlier with the LSA Operations missions, pick whichever one is paying out the most, except for acid protection though. Don't even waste your time with that one. While it's also really easy to complete, you're forced to spend 10 minutes doing it, while the other ones can be completed in about 5 minutes or so. So yeah, save your time and just avoid that one altogether. Now all of these security contracts are extremely easy to do, like I said. There's a few different types, but they're all super straightforward and aren't difficult to complete at all. The easiest one in my opinion is recover valuables. In this one, you just gotta go over to either Tequila La or to the shoe store and look around for a safe. You also gotta take out some guards, and once you find the safe, just look around for a yellow sticky note. Once you find that yellow sticky note, just go over to the safe and steal the valuables from inside, and then you just gotta go take that back to the agency and you're done. By the way, if you have an Oppressor Mark II, that's gonna make your life so much easier when you're doing these. Easily the best vehicle for grinding in all of GTA Online. But yeah, the payouts are gonna range for these based on their difficulty level, but the most I made from the few that I played this morning was $102,500. And I know damn well some of them are gonna be paying out way more than that. Now, aside from just security contracts, the agency is one of the best businesses within all of GTA 5 Online. From doing the Dr. Dre contract, you're guaranteed $1 million in just an hour and a half, which is amazing. If that sounds interesting, then you'll definitely want to click on the video on screen right now.